Hello all, I am Dr. Aravind, currently doing internship in Christian Medical College, Bangalore. Always here to inspire you. I always personally believe that everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has to fight their own battles. The way in which they have fought hurdles, just by sharing that, can always inspire, interest a lot of people to face lot of struggles in their life. That's why we have come up with a new interview series called Share Your Story with Aravind. Everyone has a story to tell. Today we have Prashant joining us here. Hi Prashant, thanks for joining.
Hello, Na. How are you?
And so to say in short about Prashant, Prashant is a final year student in Madras Medical College, Chennai, and he has won 2 gold medals in his undergraduate career. Apart from that, he's well-known ardent speaker right from his school days, which he leveraged during his college days, and he branded himself in poster and case presentation by participating in about more than 30 case and poster presentations, apart from participating in various cultural events and other quizzes. So, apart from this, Prashant is also well known for his socializing and leadership skills. So, here Prashant is here to share about his personal views and experience about how socializing is essential and important for a medico to outshine. So, let's hear it from Prashant. Prashant, start from your family background and your schooling.
Thank you for the intro, sir. So, with respect to my family background, I come from a family of, commerce specialists, is what I have to say. My mom is a chartered accountant and she has an ICWI. My grandma has been a support system for me since day one. So, she's the one who's been nurturing me and who's been, you know, shaping me or carving me rather from day one. And everything that I owe to myself is only from her. And with respect to my dad, again, he is another chartered accountant and he passed away due to cancer a few years back. With respect to my schooling, I did completely only from DAV Gopalapuram basically, from my kindergarten until class 12. Until class 10, I was in CBSE and then switched over to state board, just as they call the dramatic shift in class 10 for an MABSE. So this sums up my schooling.
So, Prashant, how about the extracurricular activities, sports, games in school during your school days?
Yeah, so extracurricular activities is something that remains memorable to anyone for that concern in their schooling. So as far as mine would be concerned, again, I was into dance in our annual day functions and music in the choir, the school choir. And apart from this, like oration has always been a passion in me for like giving a speech or an essay or anything for that concern in the school podium to and addressing a gathering or a huge gathering, I should say, of the school consisting of more than people who've been doyens in their fields, to addressing them to my co-peers. It's always been a funny experience to me. So that has always been a part of my schooling with respect to extracurricular activities. And sports, yeah, chess and badminton are two ardent games that I love. So I think this sums up.
Okay, Prashant, why did you choose medical profession? Is there any specific reasons?
If you'd ask me as to why I chose the medical profession, then I would rather sum it up with two lines. One, that because my family required one, and two, that I was passionate about taking medicine rather than any other subject. For that inspired me more than anything else. So as everything needs, a nurturing, and it needs to bring in you the momentum and fire to gain that. That is how my family fueled me from my kindergarten until date, when they instilled in the passion in me to become a medico. And it wasn't late enough for me to realize that I was born to be a medico rather than any other profession that would choose me, rather than me choosing the profession.
Prashant, you have participated in about various competitions, right? So, can you tell me
Yeah.
about how many competitions you have participated? And one more thing, how did you get that interest from to participate in all the competitions? And the second thing is, how did you come to know about all those competitions?
Uh, with respect to my schooling, again, every single event that my school has conducted, be it in academic, sports, or culturals, I've tried to put myself in it always. So I've always been a part and parcel of every activity of my school from class 1 until class 12. With respect to my college, it has been a paradigm shift that I've been facing. Like from being branded more towards being in academics to participating in culturals and other activities in my third year of medicine. It has always seen a shift in MBBS, is what I would say. Again, I've participated in activities ranging from quizzes, from case presentation, research presentations, poster making events to debate, dialoguing, and jam and so on. The list is a bit too much. It's more so endless, I should say. And again, I've been in my school, in my college culturals and singing events. So I had a duet song with my batchmate. Again, all this has been a memorable experience rather for me over the past years. And how I got to know about these opportunities, of course, is only when you get to socialize with more people, when you get to understand how each college works, how each college has been planning their events and how they've been executing it over a number of years. You'll definitely get to know every single thing that each college plans over a period of time once you develop a good camaraderie among students.
Okay, Prashant. So certain things like quizzes and oratorical, all those things you are already good at. Certain things like dance and singing, all those things, are you good at previously, or you just tried it during your college days?
Dance was something that I took up in my schooling. I might not be a great dancer, but then I've seen to that I at least shake a leg in one or the other event in my school. And in my college, I've tried out singing with going on for duet singing with my batchmate. I must thank my batchmate Shivani here for being my partner in singing. So that's how I've got the interest. And again, this is also part of what has been instilled by my family, because they have always been supportive in every single aspect that I have undertaken and have never discouraged or underestimated my talent, have always been a support system for me. So that is exactly the reason why I have been taking up anything and everything, whichever I wanted to take up.
So Prashant, have you shared any of your dance videos in your social media?
Uh, yeah, I have only a few photographs of what I have done in school, and with respect to the college, I haven't gone for any dancing events. The music is there. Again, I don't know how good it would be to share it in social media. So it was just try and giving it a shot over there. Maybe though, I might be posting it in social media in the near future.
So all of you, so all our audience will be following in your in you in your in our social media. So they will expect more after seeing this video. Okay, sure, Prashant.
That'll be my
Like,
pleasure.
okay, Prashant, what are your tips to public relationships inside the college and outside our medical college? Like as you said, since as we develop our public relationships, only we will get to know about lot of things, especially in the medical colleges. So what are
Yeah.
your tips to?
So relationships are key, and by relationship, it could be your personal relationship or being in friendship or being with your girlfriend. Well, it all varies from person to person, but then it all boils down to one simple thing, and that is building up relations with respect to contacts. So contacts are indeed powerful, and that is something that empowers you to gain more information apart from socializing yourself and even de-stressing you, for the very aspect that it doesn't need to be within colleges, for it can even be outside colleges. It doesn't need to be restricted to your batch. It can be within seniors or juniors for that concern, or even with your professors. For you only need one understanding soul who'll be able to get on top of you and get on to even advise you when you need it, or get on to reprimand you, as the case may be. And that can be anyone from any place. It doesn't need to be only your batchmate or a school friend. It can be anyone for that concern. And yeah, these are indeed supportive in the cost that they help you to, gain more info, more knowledge, more social building and compatibility, which is the prerequisite for a doctor to, run through a diverse patient profile. For the patients that we're going to be getting anytime in the near future, do not have a caste, creed, or religion pointing out to them, but then it's widespread with diverse backgrounds. And that is exactly how your relation and your circle needs to be. It needs to be diverse. So that's how it helps out.
So, what are the tips you would like to give to develop a good public relations?
Yeah. So with respect to tips, I would rather say that you need to build up your own circle, and that circle needs to be compatible with you. Everyone has a unique characteristic, and that unique characteristic is something that pulls, poles apart, and also again, it can be a magnet to drag anyone who's compatible with you closer to you. So it all depends on finding and the appropriate person who matches your wavelength, and it needs to be the right person, because that company can again put you into trouble. As just Swami Vivekananda said, that a person is defined by the circle that he builds himself upon with. So that is exactly how a person needs to procure relations. So choose your relations in the wisest manner possible, and that is exactly what the best step would be.
Okay, Prashant, tell me about your college days, like early days, like the transition between school to
uh,
like.
yeah, so mine is a bit different of a story, because I have not been joining college. The very next month, you get out of school. That hasn't been my case. I had some issues with my counseling and NEET, and I had to approach the court a number of times, and I had to join MBBS in the month of March. So it was because of the relief provided by the High Court of Madras. So that is how I had joined MBBS, and that was a miracle by itself, because not everyone joins in the month of March. In fact, none joins in the month of March, rather. So that was again a surprise for everyone. And even post joining, things weren't very easy, because I needed to get accustomed to a new environment. And initially I joined Thiruvarur Medical College. Actually, this might be something that not many know about me, but then yeah, I just thought that it would be better and nice for me to share at this juncture, for this could serve as a precedent for many inspiring juniors who can take this up in them, rather to join MBBS, but at any cost, with just the fire in the mind blowing on, so that they don't lose out on spirit, which is pivotal in this profession.
So, like, how it was the transition? You told that you joined in Tiruvarur Medical College. Then, when did you go to MMC? Then, how it was the transition? Like, when you are all
Yeah, so
college, you have to.
I just applied. Yeah. So thanks for the question. I just applied for a transfer to MMC by around in December of that year. The December of the year I finished my first year. So that was when I just took a transition. And this was again because of a few issues with respect to my counseling. But then it's been a great tenure from the transition on Tiruvarur to MMC, because I've got great friends, even until date, whom I have a word with. And I've got a mix of both how a college in periphery would be, and as to how a college in the city would be. So the transition has been very smooth, is what people might expect me to say, but then it isn't so. For it has been very tough indeed, because building in new people and building in new friends when already they've been grouped up is not an easy job. And when you're from a diverse background, again, it's going to be all the more tough. So that is how I would characterize my transition to be.
So that's where your communication skills help you, right?
Yes, that is exactly where it is pivotal to establish, because the rapidity with which you establish, a base, or a friendship, rather, I should say, because that is what serves you in the long term, to run the next 4.5 years, and all the posterity to remember that you were their senior for, at MMC. So that is all that it requires.
Prashant, like joining in March and transferring from one college to another college, does this have ever happened like previously?
In our state, it hasn't happened, is what I would say, for the past 15 years at least. This happens only in extraordinary circumstances when the court issues a direction for the same. And the court found my circumstances valid enough, and you know, noting that there wasn't any mistake on my part to join my previous college. So, noting these, the court ordered to fetch me a seat at MMC, and that is how I got one at MMC. So, this is a normal procedure, maybe in other states like Karnataka, but not something in Tamil Nadu. For this is another, you know, uh, rarity, I would say, that happened.
That's good. You got a seat in MMC. Okay, fine. Prashant, uh, does participating in many intra-college events and inter-college events help you develop good public relationships?
Yeah, definitely. It goes without saying because you get to, interact with more and more people from various states to various cities and various cultures. You really have a blend and a mix of, gelling with people. And at the end of the day, that is what helps you to. So it is indeed a must for every medical student to, participate in all these events. And in fact, it is a prerequisite for our postgraduates to participate in such events in the form of continuing medical education, though it isn't binding over UG students, but then it would be a recommendation rather to ask UG students to participate for their own benefit.
Why do you think people are actually hesitating? Like whether it is because of they don't have much knowledge about it, or whether they don't believe in themselves that they don't have the skills, or what is the reason you think?
I would cite it for two reasons. One could be that there could be a peer pressure involved, and the other that there could be a sense of failure inbuilt in them. I mean that they might have a inhibiting fear which might pull them down from participating, because they might think that a failure would make them a mocking tool for people, get every single instance to put them down. But then failure is the stepping stone of success. This is an old adage, but then old is again gold. So this comes handy in this case when you actually need to take it as a motivating tool and get along and participate more and more events. For at the end of the day, you would win one or the other.
Okay, Prashant, what are your greatest achievements in medical college so far?
Greatest achievements as such. Um, yeah, with respect to academics, maybe the 3 gold medals that I've got in my second year, maybe I can have that as an accolade. And yeah, the major achievement first would only be that I've landed up here at MMC after arduous tenure, for it hasn't been very easy for me to get here. And apart from all this, yeah, I should also in brief mention about the post that have been given at the Indian Medical Association of being the national joint secretary there in the most prestigious organization rather, and a national council member for my state. So this is one. And being the state president at SNO, or the Students Network Organization, which is an international organization. So this is another. And I've been acclaimed as a semi-finalist at the Elsevier Clinical Key Global Challenge, which was an international challenge that took part last year. And yeah, having won quite a few quizzes and a number of case and research presentations, I feel these are good credits to my CV.
Okay, Prashant, like how about the Young India Challenge you have won? Like, is it related to medical field or?
The Young India Challenge was something pertaining to diverse fields, rather. So this was a partnership under the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So I was awarded the Young India Challenge for the best innovative project that was fielded that year, and this was in my third year of MBBS, which I attended at Delhi. So this was conducted at IIT Delhi last year, and my project was something not pertaining to medicine per se, but then it gave me a good outlook on how the world around me was running. So this was optimistic perspective, I should say, for me to plan furthermore projects, even in the healthcare sector. And it's been a great, opportunity for me for which I was awarded a lakh of money as an incentive to the same.
So congratulations, Prashant, for all your achievements. And also, like, may I know about what is the Young India Challenge? What is the unique idea is about?
Yeah, as I reiterated before, the Young India Challenge is conducted by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So envisages the 10 Millennium Development Goals and the SDGs. So they ask you to give up an innovative project on any of the 10 SDGs as mentioned. And the SDG that I took up was related to SDG number 7, that is, with respect to the economic healthcare, and SDG number 10, 11, and 13. So the major project revolved around hydroponics, and an extension of it was given through SDG 7, 10, 11, and 13.
What is hydroponics is all about?
Hydroponics revolves around the concept of getting to, build plants without water. I mean, with just a mineral base for it and no soil as well. So this is, a very modern science and has great implications in the field of sustainable development. For we're at a time when water conservation is prime and soil is losing its own quality. So the mineral resources that we would be giving would yield a great, yield for it, and the price that you get from revenue is pretty good. So that's the concept on hydroponics.
Prashant, hope you succeed in your innovative challenge after the lockdown is over. So Prashant, how is
Thank
the transition from Tiruvarur Medical College to Madras Medical College? Is it a easy thing?
Yeah, definitely it wasn't very easy. It like people might expect it to be an easy one, but then it isn't at all at any place. So if you'd actually see, the very environment was very different. I've been someone who's brought up at home completely in Chennai, and when I had to leave for Tiruvarur, it was something totally different. I found the culture, the place, everything, the food, everything pretty different from what I had experienced in Chennai. So, but then it wasn't for too long because I had a very good set of seniors and extremely friendly professors, put up over there who'd always nurture me from day one. It was like a home away from home. So that is exactly what I would say. And until date, I have, established a good touch with them. And even today, we share common views over WhatsApp, and we've been maintaining touch. So the bonding never fades. That is how good Tiruvarur has been to me. And yeah, at Chennai, at MMC, it's again been a very good phase, especially since third year, because it has been taking some time to gel out over there. And that is when I found out that I needed more time in second year. But then second year has given me good friends whom I can cherish memories for a lifetime together.
Okay, Prashant. While mentioning your achievements, you mentioned various courses. You are holding in various other organizations. So, is it essential for a medico to develop leadership skills?
It goes without saying, definitely. Not just every medico, but then every single human needs to bring out the innate leadership capabilities that they possess. And that is of prime importance for every single human. For everyone has a leadership skill imbibed in them, and it's only up to them to bring it out at the right moment. And to find out the right moment is all with you. So to explore it is what I would give you as a tip.
Okay, Prashant. Then, is there anything else we missed out? Like, is there anything else to mention?
I would rather say nothing much more to mention as such. Just that I guess, touched upon all the corners from my family to my academic skills, social, cultural, and the organizations that I belong to. Well, then, but what needs to be further understood is the strengths and weaknesses that each individual needs to identify in them. And that is something that I would like to touch upon. Apart from the debatorical or oratorical skills that one can possess, they also need to identify the strengths and weaknesses. And that is something that brings them to greater heights and definitely can make them persist for the posterity to cherish.
Prashant, have you presented yourselves on any TV programs? Like at any occasion?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Doctor. So I've been in two different channels, in two different debates. So one was the debate conducted by Ms. Tanvi Shukla at Mirror Now, and the other was a live debate again at NDTV. So by Mr. Sam Daniel. So these were pertaining to the NEET impersonation scandals that were running, and I was invited by these two channels to represent and give a talk, or rather to give my opinion and views over the present situation of NEET impersonation that had been triggering an hornet's nest in every single college, not just MMC, but then all the colleges throughout the country.
Okay, Prashant, we have almost come to the end of the session. So from Prashant's interview, we understood a lot of things like how is it essential to be touching all the fields. Like we should not restrict ourselves to studies when we enter the medical field. We should concentrate on other parts like leadership skills, socializing, and like if hydroponics is about not, it's nothing related to medical things. So it is always essential to concentrate apart from medicine, so like environment, everything we should look to. And also like the struggles he has faced, but he has never given up. Like he joined in March and he has from Tiruvarukkamansi. Despite all that, he is still shining out. So it's a good example to learn from him. So our audience always, I always don't want my audience to let go of like just watch something and just leave it like that. So I always want them to give some action plan. So Prashant, what's the action plan you wish to give for all the audience who is watching this?
Yeah, so if you really intend me to give an action plan, it would be very simple. It is only for them to be staying motivated, stay focused despite all odds that might break their motivation at any point of time. It is only your focus, your brain, and your heart that gives you the best answers than anyone else. And that needs to be only from you. If you're motivated and you're focused with nothing that can put you down, then you're gonna be at the top of the ice. And that is exactly what everyone would expect from you. There might be people who might put you down at every single point until you climb the hill and turn out to be you know a pioneer in your field. So that is why you need to see yourself at least a few years from now. And that would be my action plan.
I hope this video helps them to be stay motivated all the time. Okay, thanks Prashant for joining us. So that's the end of the session.
Thank you.
And we will share Prashant's all social media handles of Prashant in the comment below. So you can connect with me and you can connect with Prashant also, and you can ask whatever the doubts you want to ask, and you can build your network like anything. And one more thing, like yeah, I'm going to write a book. So the further things I will say in about the next video. So always aspire to inspire before we expire. Thanks. See you in another video with another excellent person. Bye, Prashant.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.